He fell for the satyr's lies, not once, but twice. Was his coin purse too heavy to bear? Enough! Next time, ply them with swords instead. Or better yet, avoid them. Tell your scouts to cease all contact with these satyrs. All their reports are lies and jests. They go back on their words. We have twice lost scouts after the satyrs got them drunk. This has gone far enough. If I hear one more report of stolen or smashed supplies, I will animate every last crate in these mountains and let them fend for themselves. I sometimes wonder if an army of enchanted barrels would not serve me more faithfully. Do you think I give one Cormyrian copper whether your watchmen were killed by owl bears? Surely you don't mean to tell me that we armed our hordes against swords, but not against beaks? have any notion what a leaning tower of threats and promises we have already made to the orcs, gnolls, and giants to forge this army? If I hear one more report of you making new agreements, I will have their worth cut out of your flesh. What a bloody mess! That's what you get, paying poachers to serve as scouts. We will be out of these backward woodlands soon enough. The answer to your question is simple. If it's dragons they're afraid of now, give them something more pressing to be terrified by. And if one more soldier comes to you frightened by some white bird up in the sky, kill him! I don't know which is worse, that so many have abandoned us on one frost giant's word, or that you have lost this traitor inside the glacier. Are you a harebrained gnoll, or are you a mage of Netherrealm? Write back when you have an answer. I will write. In the glacier, they ask. First, why by the 12 princes would you offer to answer mere minions? Do you follow their orders? And second, if you ask me again, I will have your tongue cut out! Break their arms, and they can't fight. Break their legs, and they can't walk. Either way, they'll think you're one of them. A low beast. You've memorized how many tomes of arcane lore, and this is how you deal discipline? My good fellow, what do you mean you had to issue orders a second time? Why was the brute still alive after the first? I have come to think of these ice-blighted heights as very like the Shadowfell. The blindness of dark upon dark is much like that of white upon white. In such subtle redoubts we have dwelled unseen, until it was time to strike. While I agree it is quite amusing that the rustic creatures of these mountains trade in foxtails, you will find an entirely different expression on my face if word gets out through poachers that there is an army here. I am pleased to learn the fortification building has been completed on schedule. It seems our unruly horde can do some things right. I will make an inspection of the work myself at dusk tomorrow. We have fed many more harpies on orc meat than we have cages for, and I do not think they will eat from our hands, so please see that by all the shadows of night, not a single giant must be allowed to go blundering through the woodlands. They will carry their goods on through Tumber Rock Pass and then return to the mountain. Otherwise, I will make them into mice and see how they like it. I must ask you to remind both clans of giants that there will be riches for all when Cormier falls. Though, if they wish to be left behind, they can go back to fighting griffins for scraps of deer meat. Please continue to track this uninvited guest and see that he remains unaware that he is watched. In the meanwhile, if he falls afoul of some orc, why then, more's the pity. Our furtive guest watches from the edges, you say? Then he has seen little, though a little is more than I care to allow. Follow him. See that he cannot send word to his Cormyrian friends. by all the blazing skies, woman. If they ask for ale and horse flesh, give it to them. You'll impress no one, least of all me. If healthy soldiers die of hunger... See that the fortified camps are built in silence and under wooded cover. The success of our plan depends on it. Any who stumble across them must be killed. The orcs complain the wolves in these mountains make their wargs nervous. Being hunter does not free you from being hunted. Your flatteries are as dull as they are pointless. The plan is not mine alone, but the voice of the Shadow Council. Do your part, and you will share in Netheril's glory. Cormyr believes it has withstood the test of time. They know nothing. Compared with Netheril, they are but children. Proud, foolish, vulnerable. Ask yourself, could Netherin, who survived the ages, who lived on high in floating cities, whose magical peak touched godhood, could Netherin, I say, the Shadow Council has spoken. Cormyr will fall before us. Therefore, it is inevitable. It is only a question of when. There are 3 ways to lead. You may be a purse of gold and entice a desired act. You may be a coming storm which none wish to weather. Or you may be a hunger in the gut that gnaws until appeased. It rarely takes one blow to fell a fighter. You will find a kingdom is much the same. Observe how Cormyr reels from Drow invasion and from our own actions in Weylun. Blows will soon rain from farther east and from here in the north. It may just be our thrust of the sword that fells the beast at last. On the one hand, we should thank the Drow for weakening Cormyr before our attack. However, a wounded animal draws many kinds of notice. Adventurers of all ilk have flocked to the kingdom's defense from I know not where. We should keep watch for them, lest they prove a nuisance. The war wizards of Cormyr are laughably ill-named. They pose no threat to the least Netherese novice, let me assure you. They shall be wiped from the realm while they still fumble with their spell components. You are to suppress all rumors among your troops regarding the glacier. I need to tell you whether such rumors are true, precisely as much as you need to be removed from your post. I fully agree. The Frost Giants are the tenderest point in our plan. They must be won over, because, to be frank, they have what we want. I feel certain you will do whatever it takes. I understand the forces under you are ready. Your orders remain the same. Keep them ready and do not let them tear each other apart. I will ask you to march when all aspects of my plan are ripe. Netherrealm is an empire nearly as old as night itself. And like the Empire of Night, the day will soon give back to us what is ours. We will rise to our former greatness. Here we are, my friend. Generals over an army of oafs, brutes, and beasts. Their usefulness to our plan nearly makes up for the fact that I won't ever be able to wash their stench out of my robes. We amass our strength here, while the towns and cities of Cormyr beneath us sleep in peaceful ignorance. But soon, my friend, we will rise, and our great shadow will fall across. Tiverus may have his nether scroll, but I have within my grasp an artifact of even greater power against Cormyr.
I'm a feral parrot. I'm a parrot on the edge.
Every one of us must be useful in achieving our plans. You may either be of use gaining control of your troops, or of use in the cookpot to relieve the ration shortage. The ancients of Netheril were nearly as wise as they were powerful. It is they who first used the Nether Scrolls to found our empire, and hid things away in the cleverest of places. Our prowling little guest wears a silver brooch. Don't tell me, it is shaped like a harp. You are far too stupid to know how clever you are. That is the sign of the Harpers, you fool! It means he is more dangerous than I took him for. Let us ready our trap. Look at the forests below, and you see no roads. Gaze at the mountains above, and see nothing built or stationed among the trees and drifts of snow. Raise your eyes to the ice against the mountain's peak. But I will say nothing of that for the present. As with any plan worth carrying out, ours has many layers. I think it rather a good joke that the higher you go and the colder you get, the nearer you are to the heart of our mission. So, you have learned that our peculiar little visitor is some kind of Cormyrian aristocrat. I don't see anything very noble about skulking around in the snow, spying from the shadows. Well, we will see how he fares against us in a game of shadows. Ten clans of hill giants and 8 of stone giants. 3 great clans of frost giants won over to our side. The greatest of which you say we have lost because of the glacier. For now, let them go. Their reckoning will come later.